What up, Palace players? Today I'm taking over and I'm going to show y'all what I got in my Adamancipator deck. I'm going to show you a few 2-card combos and even some combos that you wouldn't think that you'd be able to pull in the first hand, but I have pulled them. So, without saying anything else, let's get into the deck. Alright, so first I'm going to show you all the monsters of the deck. First I run 3 Adamancipator analyzers, and what the analyzer does is if only your opponent controls a monster, you can special summon this card from your hand, and during the main phase you can excavate the top 5 cards of your deck, and if you do, you can special summon one excavated level 4 or lower non-tuner monster, rock monster, and then place the rest of the cards on the bottom of the deck in any order. And pretty much all the tuners in the Adamancipators do that. So I run 3 of him, and then I run 3 Seekers as well. Which, this one, if you control an Adamancipator monster, you can special summon him from your hand. So, if you control Seeker or one of the Crystal cards, or any Adamancipator monster at that, you can special summon him straight from your hand. And he also has the same effect. You can excavate the top 5 cards of your deck, special summon one level 4 lower non-tuner rock monster, and place the rest of the cards on the bottom of the deck in any order. So, 3 of him as well. And I would like to run 3 researchers, but unfortunately I only have 2. So, and I like her summoning effect the best because all you have to do is have a rock monster. It doesn't have to be an Adamancipator, all it has to be is a rock monster. And you can special summon her straight from your hand. And she also has the same effect. Excavate the top 5 cards, special summon one level 4 lower non-tuner rock, and put the other 4 back on the bottom of the deck in any order. Then we're going to get into the crystals. I run 3 Dragite. Well, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I run 3 of all of these. Dragite, whenever he's special summoned by the effect of an Adamancipator card, he allows you to draw 1 card. Plus, if you have a water synchro monster on the field or in the graveyard, you can return this card to the top of your deck and the synchro to the extra deck. All 3 of them have that effect as well. If you control their attribute, or if it's in the graveyard, you can put it back in the extra deck and throw them back in the deck. So, then we got 3 Leonites. Or, nope, I only have 2 Leonites. Forgot about that. But, yeah, 2 Leonites. Whenever he's special summoned, you can put 1 Adamancipator from your graveyard on top of the deck. So, that's a good recycling effect. And then 3 Raptites. That's another one that allows you to put a rock monster from your hand or graveyard on top of your deck when it's special summoned by an Adamancipator card. And also, if you have a wind synchro monster in your deck or on your field or in the graveyard, you can return it to the extra deck and return this card to the top of your deck. And that's it for the Adamancipators cards in this deck. Next, I run the Yugioh. I run 1 Guardian, which, when a monster effect is activated, you can quick effect, tribute this card, and negate the activation, and destroy that monster. Each one of the Yugioh cards, not trying to butcher the name, but each one of these cards negates something, which is why I run 1 of each of them in my deck. I'm just gonna say the wall. I'll say the last name on the card. I'm done trying to butcher it. But the wall his effect is when your opponent activates a spell card, quick effect, you contribute this card, negate the activation, and destroy it. Also, each one of these cards you have to reveal either an iron core of Kaiokimaru from your hand destroy this card unless you send one iron core Kaiokimaru from your hand to the graveyard, or reveal one rock monster in your hand, which the Adamancipators focus solely around rock. Well, my deck does. So you always have a rock card in your hand. Then we got one Sandman, and his effect is he negates the trap card when you tribute him. So, quick effect. All of them are quick effects. And then Overload, he negates a summon. So, you got a trap card negation, a spell card negation, and a summon negation, and a monster effect negation. This deck's all about negating stuff. Next, I play two Doki Dokis. This card allows you to discard one rock monster, then special summon from your deck one rock monster that has the same original attribute and level as that monster, in face up attack position or face down defense position. It's a once per turn, but it allows you to get another summon out there. So I run two of him. And then Century Soldier of Stone, I run two copies of him because he can special summon himself out of the graveyard as long as you control a rock type monster. Well, as long as all the monsters you control are rock type monsters. But you only have to have one. So I run two copies of him. Then I run one Block Dragon. I thought about taking this out, but I'm gonna leave it in for now. It's a great card. He cannot be normal summoned or set. Must be special summoned from your hand or graveyard by banishing 3 earth monsters from your hand or graveyard. So, he's easy to get out there. Relatively easy. Anyway. And plus, he protects all your rock monsters from being destroyed. Rock monsters you control cannot be destroyed except by battle. So he protects them from card effects. So that's a definite plus. And then I run one Gate Blocker. This card helps out a lot. Its effect is negate the effects of your opponent's field spells. Your opponent cannot place counters on cards on the field. Your opponent cannot target other monsters you control with card effects. Just so much protection with this one card. Sadly, I'm pretty sure he's limited. So, but if he wasn't, that'd be nice. And that's all for the monsters. Now I'm gonna get into the spells and traps. Alright, now time to get into the spells and traps. I don't run very many spells. It's more traps, but these are the spells that I got in here. I run 2 of the field spell card. That comes in, that helps out a lot, especially with Dragite's effect. You'll see him in the extra deck. But all rock monsters you control gain 500 attack and defense. Once per turn during your main phase, you can take up to 5 Adamancipator cards from your deck and place them on top of your deck in any order. You'll see why he helps out Dragite a lot. But I run 2 copies of that. And then 1 copy of Adamancipator Signs. I thought I had more in here of this card, but I guess I took them out. I have no idea why. But target 1 rock monster in your graveyard, special summon it in defense position. Then if you special summoned an Adamancipator monster by this effect, you can take 1 level 4 or lower rock monster from your deck and place it on top of your deck. That allows you to special summon any rock monster, and then plus if it's an Adamancipator monster, it gives you another effect. So that's a great card to have. Like I said, I thought I had another copy in here. I'm gonna put that back up to 2 though. And then we got the staple spells. Twin Twisters, we all know what that does. And then Monster Gate, which tribute 1 monster, excavate cards from the top of your deck until you excavate a monster that can be normal summoned or set, special summon it, also send the other cards to the graveyard. Just another special summon, pretty much. Now we're going to get into the traps. Alright. First, I run 3 Adamancipator Resonance. This card, when a monster effect is activated while you control an Adamancipator Synchro monster, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. In this deck, you're pretty much always going to have an Adamancipator Synchro monster on the field. So this is a great card to run 3 of. Next, we got Adamancipator Relief. I run one of him just because tribute any number of Adamancipator monsters, then target cards on the field equal to that number plus 1, then destroy them. This card I one run of because I don't really like tributing my monsters that much unless I have to. So that's more of a last resort. Then now for the staples and the traps, I run 1 Solomon Strike, 1 Anti-Spell Fragrance. That helps out a lot because we don't really run spells in this deck, so it'll cancel out. Well, not cancel out. Make everybody else who's playing spells have to set them first. Then we play 1 Lost Wind. That's another monster effect negation, and it cuts their attack in half. And then Different Dimensional Ground, that comes in handy whenever you got somebody who's going to send a bunch of cards to the graveyard turn 1. Activate this. If you go first, activate this on their turn, and it's going to, anything they try to send to the graveyard is going to be banished instead. Great card to have. Then I run 1 Metamorph Fortress. This card, it's pretty much just a defense. Comes in handy whenever you have to get out something quick and you don't have anything else. What it does is activate this card by targeting 1 level 4 or higher monster you control. Special summon this card as an effect monster. Rock, type Earth, level 4, attack 1000, defense 1000. Then equip that face-up monster to this card. This card is also still a trap card. If summoned this way, this card gains the attack and defense equal to the attack of the monster equipped to it by this effect. Also, if it attacks, change it to defense position at the end of the damage step. So, like I said, that's just a great defense to have. And then I run 2 Rock Bombardments. I use this card pretty much to send the Soldier of Stone to the graveyard so that he can just special summon himself out. And plus, whenever I send him to the graveyard with this card, you get to inflict 500 damage to your opponent. So, you get a card to the graveyard and you inflict damage. I run 2 of that. And that's all for the spells and traps. Now, I will show you the extra deck. Alright, now into the extra deck. I run 2 Raptites, and what Raptite does is during your main phase, you can excavate the top 5 cards of your deck, and if you do, you can special summon 1 excavated rock monster in defense position. Also, place the rest of the cards on the bottom of your deck in any order. So, pretty much he does what the tuners do, only he doesn't specify to a non-tuner. It's any rock monster. And then also on your opponent's turn, he has a quick effect. As long as you have a wind monster in your graveyard, he can banish 1 card from your opponent's deck or graveyard. So that helps with hand traps. You know, anytime somebody tries to hand trap you, banish that card. So I run 2 of him, even though I don't really use his secondary effect that often. I tend to synchro him away for another card. I'll show you here in a second. Alright, and then I run 2 Leonite, and what he does is you can excavate the top 5 cards of your deck and add 1 rock monster to your or 1 Adamancipator card to your hand. So it doesn't even have to be a monster, it just has to be an Adamancipator card. So you can get a spell card to your hand that way, or a trap card to your hand that way. So I run 2 of him, and then his quick effect, as long as you have a fire monster in the graveyard, is you can target 1 rock monster in your graveyard and special summon it. Then we run 2 Dragite. His effect, the reason why I said earlier is because that spell card, the field card, helps him whenever you pick 5 Adamancipator cards and put them on top of your deck in any order, is because his quick effect allows you, or no, his main effect allows you to return 5 cards to your opponent's hand for each rock monster that's excavated out of the top 5 cards of your deck. So you make sure you get all rock monsters to the top of the deck, excavate the top 5, that's 5 cards right to your opponent's hand. He helps you get them 1-hit kills. So I run 2 of him. And plus, on your opponent's turn, quick effect, he can negate any spell or trap as long as you have a water monster in the graveyard. And I can promise most of the time you can get him out turn 1. And then I run Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. He is the one I usually synchro my Riptide away for. His effect, once per turn during either player's turn, when another monster effect is activated, you can negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that monster. And if you do that, this card gains attack equal to the destroyed monster's original attack until the end of this turn. If this card battles a level 5 or higher monster your opponent controls during damage calculation, this card gains attack equal to the current attack of the opponent's monster it is battling during the damage step calculation only. So he's just a monster to have out on the field. He negates a monster effect, he steals their attack. He is great to have. Then I run, well, 1 Naturia Landois. I run these because their effects, while this card is face up on the field, you can send 1 spell card from your hand to the graveyard and negate the activation of an effect monster's effect and destroy it. It's another negate. That this deck you're starting to see, I'm sure, is solely around negating and just keeping your opponent from playing and then destroying them. Then we run 1 Naturia Beast. This one, when a spell card is activated, quick effect, you can send the top 2 cards of your deck to the graveyard, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. This card must be face up on the field to activate and resolve this effect. So that's another negation. Then I run some Archfiend just because it's power, and plus this card's name becomes Red Dragon Archfiend while it's on the field or in the graveyard. Once per turn, you can destroy as many special summoned effect monsters on the field as possible with attack less than or equal to this card, other than this card. Then inflict 500 damage to your opponent for each monster destroyed. So he's one that helps you just wipe out the last of their life points if you haven't done enough damage. And then Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Bane. You contribute one monster, then target one red dragon archfiend monster in your graveyard. Special summon it. When this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can special summon 2 tuners with the same level, one from the deck and one from your graveyard in defense position. You can only use each effect of Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Bane once per turn. So he helps recycle your tuners. And you love the tuners in this deck. Then we run one Gallant Granite. Sorry if I butchered that name, but he helps out a lot. You can detach one material from this card, then activate one of these effects. Add one rock monster from your deck to your hand. Special summon one rock monster from your hand in face down defense position. You can only use this effect of Gallant Granite once per turn. And he only requires 2 level 4s, so fairly easy to get out. And then I run 3 link monsters. We run Underclock Taker. Really, he's just so that I only have to link one away, or one more, him plus one more for Decode Talker. But his effect does come in handy every now and then. Once per turn, you can target one face-up monster this card points to, and one face-up monster your opponent controls. The opponent's target loses attack equal to the attack of the target this monster points to until the end of this turn. So, I mean, he can come in handy sometimes if you haven't already done enough and there's more to do. Decode Talker, one of him gains attack for each monster it points to. When your opponent activates a card or effect that targets a card you control, quick effect, you contribute a monster this card points to, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. So, once again, another negation. Then, we got the 5-headed Link Dragon. He's really just in here for fun. You know, if you just want to go ahead and eliminate all of your opponent's cards and hit them with 5,000 attack, because you can breach the requirements relatively easy in this deck. What this card does: must be link summoned. If this card is link summoned using dark, earth, water, fire, and wind attributes, you can destroy all cards your opponent controls. Cannot be destroyed by battle with a dark, earth, water, fire, or wind monster. Unaffected by other cards' effects. Once per turn during your opponent's end phase, you must banish 5 cards from your graveyard face down. This is not optional, or send this card to the graveyard. So, I mean, the first turn around, you're definitely going to have 5 cards in the graveyard to keep them. So, like I said, he's really just for fun. Alright, now I'm going to show y'all a few combos. Alright, now for these combos, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get out the 2 or 3 cards, you know, that you need for the combo, and I'm going to have the deck shuffled and all ready so that we can excavate cards and whatnot. Alright, so for this 2-card combo, really all you need is Adamancipator Seeker and any other Adamancipator card. I mean, the crystals will work, another Seeker, or no, not Seeker, but another Analyzer or Researcher, one of the tuners, that would be nice, but I'm going to show you what you can do with just these 2. Alright, so first, you're going to want to normal summon Dragite with the crystal, and then you'll special summon Adamancipator Seeker with his effect. And with his other effect, you're going to excavate the top 5 cards of your deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you're going to special summon 1 level 4 non-tuner, which in this, the only one here is Dragite. And since he was special summoned, and I'm pretty sure this one, it's got to be in defense position. No. just says special summon. So you're going to special summon him in defense position because he's got 2200 defense. And when he's special summoned, he'll with an Adamancipator card, he allows you to draw a card. So you're going to draw a card. You got Lost Wind. That's a great card to have as well. So you're going to set that in your backfield. Then you're going to synchro these two away for Wrap type. And since it's your first turn, turn 1, I usually special summon him in defense position on turn 1, attack position turn 2. With his effect, you're going to excavate the top 5 cards again and special summon 1 rock monster. Alright, so out of these 5, you're going to want to summon your Analyzer so that you can get his effect off, which is excavate the top 5 cards of your deck once again and special summon 1 non-tuner level 4 or lower rock monster. And right off the rip, you already got 2. This deck's so loaded with them. 3. You're always guaranteed. And from these, I guess you'd probably want, you already got 1 Dragite, 2 Dragites out on the field and in the graveyard. So I would go with Overload because he's a monster effect negation, or monster summon negation. And then put those on the bottom. Then then you would just go ahead and synchro those away for your Dragite. And there you go. That's 1 spell and trap negation from Dragite because you got 2 water monsters in your graveyard. Then you got a whole summon negation, and then you got another monster effect negation in the backfield. So right off the rip, you got monster effect negation, 1 monster effect negation, 1 spell and trap negation, and 1 summon negation. That's just off a weak hand. Now I'm going to show you what you could do with an even better 2-card combo. Now I'm going to show you what you can do with 2 of the tuners in your hand. This sets up so much more because this automatically gives you 2 special summons. So first, what you're going to do is you're going to normal summon your Analyzer, and since you control an Adamancipator card, special summon Seeker. And then first you're going to go with Seeker's effect to excavate the top 5 cards and special summon 1 level 4 or lower rock. And looky there, you got all 3 crystals. But first we're going to special summon Dragite so that we get his effect of drawing a card. And looky there, got another rep type. Then you're gonna want to synchro away these 2 for rep type. And once again, turn 1 defense, turn 2 attack. Oh, that's Dragite. Grab the wrong card. Then you're going to want to use Analyzer's effect to excavate the top 5 cards. Special summon 1 non-tuner level 4 or lower rock monster. And you see, it's just constantly level 4 or lower rock monsters. we'll go with overload. Then put these back on the bottom. Then we'll use Raptide's effect to excavate and special summon a rock monster. Now I have come to the point of actually pulling nothing but spells and traps, but that's very rare. That's why I have so little in here. Cool, we got a Doki Doki. Looky there. We are going to special summon the Doki Doki in defense position. Put these back on the bottom. And use Doki Doki's effect to send Raptite to the graveyard. And then special summon a Raptite to the field. Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no! Oh yeah!
Sorry about that. Anyways, back to what we were doing. Alright, so I special summoned Raptite with Doki Doki by sending one from my hand to the graveyard. Alright, now I'm gonna Synchro, Analyzer, and Doki Doki away for our Leonite. So that we can use Leonite's effect to excavate the top 5 cards and add one to our hand. And it's just got to be an Adamancipator card. So we'll go ahead and add Resonance to our hand, since we have 2 Adamancipator Synchros out on the field. And we're going to go ahead and set that guy. Now we honestly could have done that 2 different ways. That way that I just showed you, which this is how it ends your field. You got 1 summon negation, and then you can banish a card from your opponent's graveyard, quick effect, and then you can special summon one from your graveyard on your opponent's turn, quick effect. Yeah, and I mean, you got all these that you could special summon. When you go into your opponent's turn, special summon him, it allows you to draw another card. And looky there, Adamancipator Signs. It's another great card to have. Allows you to special summon another card from your graveyard in defense position. So you got that combo. Or if you want to go at that combo a different route, you can rewind it. Take it back now. Go back to Doki here. Analyzer there. And you could always synchro these 2 away for your Dragite, which will allow you to have a spell and trap negation and a summon negation and a banish from the graveyard. So you can stop a hand trap, stop spell and trap, or stop summon. That's just off 2 cards. This deck has so many 2-card combos in it. But now I'm going to show you the combo if you get super lucky, which I have definitely done in quite a few duels. Not many people liked it. I enjoyed it, but you know, people I was going up against didn't. So I'll show you the next combo. Okay, this is the 3-card combo that you don't always see in your hand, but it does happen. I've had it happen several times, and it is amazing when it happens. Because instantly, you're going to have 3 tuners with 3 special summons. Because you're going to normal summon your analyzer, and then special summon Seeker and Researcher with their effects. And then right off the rip, you have 3 excavations and 3 with the special summons. So first one, we're gonna do Researchers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you're always gonna want to see Dragite in one of these so that you can draw another card. So we're gonna special summon Dragite. Draw a card. Oh, would you looky there, Block Dragon. Alright, next we're gonna use Seeker's effect. Excavate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now normally I would go with Doki Doki, but no guarantee what your other card is, and considering you got a Block Dragon, you could have a spell card. I would go with another one of the crystals. And his effect's only once per turn, so I would go ahead and do Raptite. Then go ahead and synchro these 2 away for your Raptite. Synchro. Use his effect. Excavate the top 5. That's 4. 5. And this one, you can go ahead and pull out a Dragite and use his effect to go ahead and put her to the top of the deck, since he was summoned by an Adamancipator monster or card. And then go ahead and link. Actually, that's a tough decision. No, I'm gonna go ahead and link synchro these 2 away for, where are you at? Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. He's the monster effect and the just all out beat stick. Insane. And then we will go ahead and synchro these 2 away for our Dragite. And then, since we have Block Dragon in hand, we are going to go ahead and banish 3 cards. So I would go ahead. We got plenty of these, so I'm gonna go ahead and banish those 2 with a Seeker to special summon Block Dragon. And right there you got a 2200 defense on the field, along with 2 3000 attack monsters, 1 with a spell and trap negation, because you do still have the water in the graveyard, 1 with a monster effect negation, and then 1 that makes it to where your cards cannot be destroyed except by battle. So if they wanted, they have to get over the 3000 pretty much, because they can't target your cards by effects because of him, and then these 2 negate effects. Hope you enjoyed that. That's all I got to show you. I mean, I could honestly be here all day showing you different things you could do with this deck. There's so much you could do with it. Just so much. I haven't even begun to go into the links, which I showed you, the XYZs, so much you can do with this deck. But I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any ideas for it, other than that Kriston Halifibrax, I refuse to put that in this deck. It's a machine. These are rocks. Yeah, I got some dragons, but that's 1 or 2 dragons. The rest of these are rocks. I feel like anything else would mess up the flow. But I hope you enjoyed it. Till next time, take care.